It is day 197 of the second Trump administration. And tonight, Texas Republicans and Democrats are in a showdown that could decide the fate of next year's midterms and American elections going forward. This weekend, Democrats down in Texas in the state legislature fled the state. The goal was to prevent Republicans from passing their new congressional map, redrawn to benefit the GOP in future elections. President Trump has pushed for this new map, which is very rare in the middle of a decade, between censuses. By leaving the state, Democrats made it so that the State House could not conduct their business. And tonight, Democrats in Congress are making it crystal clear they are not backing down.
We're having a national conversation over voter rights. And I want to encourage California and New York and Maryland and Washington State to say, you know what, our gloves are off. If war is war, and Democrats, if y'all are going to do it in Texas, we're going to do it here, and this is a national war.
For everyone that's been asking, where are the Democrats? Well, here they are. For everyone that's been asking, where is the fight? Well, here it is. But let me tell you something. Don't leave them out on the ledge by themselves. They need to know that you, the American people, stand with them because they are standing for you.
Now, Republican Governor Greg Abbott is trying to use his authority in Texas to punish the Democrats who left and get them back to Texas. My colleague Ryan Chandler has those details.
Members, a quorum is not present.
Tonight, Texas Republicans issuing civil arrest warrants for the Democrats who left the state in a Hail Mary move to block a controversial redistricting bill.
The Constitution says the members of the legislature shall show up to do their jobs.
More than 50 Texas Democrats headed to Chicago, New York, and Boston over the weekend, stalling a Republican push to redraw congressional districts in their favor.
Why do you believe it is important for Texas to take this rare step of mid-decade redistricting?
Oh, because we have the opportunity. We have the time, we have the opportunity, and we have the advantage.
In New York, flanked by Texas Democrats, the governor said she'd push her state to consider redistricting in response to what's happening in Texas.
This is a war. We are at war. And that's why the gloves are off.
Governor Greg Abbott today ordering state troopers to find and arrest the Democratic lawmakers who today dared him to try.
Subpoenas from Texas don't work in New York, so he gonna come get us how? Subpoenas in Texas don't work in Chicago. He's going to come get us how?
The decisions that come from this chamber could reverberate nationwide. Law enforcement now empowered to bring Democrats back to their empty seats. House rules allow Republicans to lock members inside until they get a chance to vote on this bill. In July, President Trump pushed his allies in Texas to redraw the map to pad the tight Republican margin in Congress.
It's a very simple redrawing. We pick up 5 seats.
Some Democratic strongholds would be absorbed into red districts, including downtown Austin, one of the most liberal parts of the state. Under the proposed map, it would be in a deep red district, drawn into a massive rural area stretching 3.5 hours east.
I know that was a lot of video, but I thought it was important to explain what is going on down there. Meanwhile, Trump's administration is now taking unsubstantiated allegations about former President, guess who, Obama, and his team to a whole other level. A senior official confirms that Attorney General Pam Bondi has directed DOJ prosecutors to convene a grand jury investigation. This all started when the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, claimed that the Obama administration manipulated intelligence to show that Russia helped Trump win in 2016. But here's what I really want you to remember. A bipartisan, that's rare, a bipartisan Senate Intelligence Committee review found significant evidence that Russia did, in fact, interfere with that election. And with that, let's get smarter with the help of our leadoff panel on this Monday evening. Luke Broadwater is here, Pulitzer Prize-winning White House correspondent for the New York Times. Susan Glasser joins us, staff writer for The New Yorker, and David Drucker, senior writer at The Dispatch. My dear friend Susan, this is not just about Texas. That's why I really wanted to slow this down and explain it, because lots of people were thinking, I'm not from Texas, I'm not going to Texas, what do I care? But this goes along with the theme of Trump's second term so far, accumulating power. Where is this whole thing headed?
Yeah, that's right. I thought that was an incredibly telling quote in the package there from a Texas Republican lawmaker. The question is, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And the answer is because we can. Because we have the power. You know, some of the details are like, the plot of a political novel. And in fact, actually, my colleague Larry Wright wrote a terrific political novel just a couple years ago about the Texas State House called Mr. Texas. I highly recommend it. But, this isn't fiction. It's a world of raw power politics in which you see how the escalation cycle begins. Texas does one thing, blue states respond, and all of a sudden we're at a kind of a level of political war. And I'm very struck, as I'm sure you are, Steph, with the language of war being used by Texas Republicans, being used by New York's governor today. And this is a form of unraveling in and of itself. But it's raw power politics. It's all because the Republicans do not have a workable majority in the U.S. House of Representatives right now. They're afraid of an election, a midterm election coming. And if history is any guide, throwing them out of the majority in the House, that would be almost a crippling blow for Trump's second 2 years of his second and final term in office. And, what he's saying is, I don't want a level playing field in 2026. I want to do what I can to tilt the playing field in Texas. And I think it's a new level of conflict that we haven't seen even in Trump's first term.
Here's why I think it's hugely important, David. There are already so few real swing districts. If we see more maps like this, will the voices of true independents be completely drowned out?
Yeah, they're pretty much already drowned out. I mean, we have very few competitive districts as it is. Both parties gerrymander as much as humanly possible. I think what's interesting about this is obviously it's mid-decade. It hasn't happened in about 20 years, and the last time it happened really was in Texas. That process took a few years because of lawsuits. The available lawsuits, according to Democrats I've talked to, are different than they were 20 years ago. And so legal avenues for gumming up the works here are not what they were back then. And that's one of the reasons you're seeing Democrats flee the state to try and prevent a quorum, because it stops everything from happening. The special session could run out and they'd have to start all over again. I think some very interesting things here. This has been driven solely by the White House. The Texas Republican delegation in Congress was not consulted. The National Republican Congressional Committee, the House GOP Campaign Committee, according to my sources, was not consulted. This isn't really something that Texas Republicans in the State House wanted. Incumbents are always worried about things like this. And I've talked to some Republicans who felt like a +2 map, meaning adding 2 more Republican districts, was something that was pretty risk-free and doable, that a +5 map is very precarious. It could work out. You could also make 10 seats competitive that were not competitive. And so this is something that the White House wants that Republicans really didn't ask for, but none of them want to tell him no.
But David, forget the lawmakers for a moment and let's think about the American people. You have got millions and millions of Americans that do consider themselves true independents. And these are the same people who are tired of both of these parties, who feel like the government doesn't work for me. And it's for this very reason. The fact that we have millions of people in this country that consider themselves pragmatic independents, and they don't see their views in our political system today because of things like this.
Yeah, that's true. But they don't really ever exercise that frustration in any particular way to change behavior. Granted, they may be locked into gerrymandered districts, whether on the left or on the right. But when it comes to voting for president or voting for governor or senator, most of the time they say, well, I don't like my choices, but these are my choices, and they pick one. And until Republicans and Democrats feel there's an incentive to do things differently, they're going to keep doing what they can to tilt the playing field in their favor, because that's what politics is about from the standpoint of policymakers and politicians. Not level playing field, but tilting things in their favor so they can win elections and keep exercising policy.
Then perhaps if there was ever a moment for the center to rise. It is right now. Luke, the midterms are now less than 15 months away. It seems as if Democrats are willing to put everything on the table to respond to this situation. What are you hearing?
Yeah, I think that's right. Remember what's at stake here. I mean, in a traditional election year, the incumbent president whose party holds both chambers of Congress is usually in for a bad cycle, right? I mean, that's just been the history of it. Trump knows the history of that. He knows what's at stake. If the Democrats take over the House, there would be no more one big beautiful bills passed, no more huge legislation. Republicans would have to compromise with Democrats. Right now, there's zero oversight in Congress of the Trump administration. I mean, zero oversight. That would give the Democrats a chance to investigate things, to hold people accountable within the Trump administration. So it could potentially grind Trump's agenda to a halt if the House is taken over by Democrats. And you can see why they want these margins up for the Republicans. But in doing so, what's happening here is that we're getting fewer and fewer real competitive districts in this country. I mean, if you look back to the 70s or 80s, the number of seats that are in play in any year have shrunk considerably. I mean, there might be only like 20 or 30 seats that are actually in play this year at the end of these redistrictings. So, yeah, I mean, really, at the end of the day, Trump has a ton of stake, and the average voter has a ton of at stake as well.
The average voter has a ton at stake, but most average voters have no idea this is even going on. To your last point, the midterms are 15 months away, and they're focused on kitchen table issues, even if their lawmakers in the Republican Party are not. The White House, though, to David's point, the White House is the one that came up with all of this, Luke, and they've been very quiet over the last couple of weeks, basically ever since Democrats suggested they may have violated the Hatch Act. Can you explain this?
Well, sure. You can't, from your official podium or from your official government job, involve yourself in political actions. And we've seen the Trump administration officials get in trouble in this in the first administration when there were, I believe it was Kellyanne Conway, if I recall, Hatch Act violation. And so, again, if they're talking about rank partisan politics and from their government jobs, then that could be a potential violation. Absolutely.